It's my pleasure to introduce Adele Gutman, the Vice President of Marketing for HK Hotels, which includes the top hotels in all of New York. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Adele, and I am a TripAdvisor addict. Thank heavens I have a kind and compassionate employer, Henry Callan, who is the HK in HK Hotels, who allows me to satisfy my addiction. The four hotels that we have are the Library Hotel here on Madison and 41st Street, with 6,000 books organized throughout the hotel based on the Dewey Decimal System. We have the Casablanca Hotel right here on Times Square, who is currently #1 on TripAdvisor, with a little Moroccan motif and inspired by the romance of the movie Casablanca. We have a softly contemporary hotel called the Hotel Giraffe on 26 in Park Avenue South, and the Hotel Elysée, a very sweet country French style dollhouse of a hotel, more traditional style with about 100 rooms, and it's the home of the famous Monkey Bar. And between these four hotels, they're all beautiful in their own way, all have their own unique charm and personality. And yet, many, many years ago, something around 2003, I noticed that one of our hotels, the Hotel Giraffe, was #3 on TripAdvisor. And one of our hotels, which shall remain nameless, was number 56. And that wasn't the worst score that you could have on TripAdvisor by any means for New York City. But why such a big range? I couldn't understand. All my hotels are fabulous. And the general manager of the Hotel Giraffe said, I highly recommend being #3. It's better because when people go to the page of New York TripAdvisor, they will see at that time the top 7 hotels were highlighted before you delved more deeply into it. So you get a lot of publicity, and you didn't have to pay any extra for it. Well, so my light bulb went off on top of my head and said that's where all my hotels need to be. And why not? If we can put one there, surely we should be able to do them all. And when I told the team about our ambition, surprisingly, they said, yeah, I think we can do that too. They embraced it. And on September 14th, 2010, look what happened. Casablanca #1, Library #2, Hotel Giraffe #3, and Hotel Elysée #4. It only took us 6 or 7 years, but I'd say it was well worth it, right? And the journey was good too. Thank you very much. That is so pretty. Can I get that framed? Nice and big, just like that. So we were wondering, why was the disparity? Let's listen, let's read these reviews every day and see what these people are saying. And I don't mean just read the negative reviews to see what we can correct. Let's read what are the reviews that are so great at the Hotel Giraffe that they're responding to so well, and how can we duplicate that effort all across the board. And we have really created a culture of employees who believe, first of all, that they all deserve to be at the top and believe that they have the tools to make it happen. They know exactly what their goal is. And when I say everybody knows the goal, I mean every housekeeper, every bellman, every hostess in the club room feels a tremendous part of the success of our outreach to our guests to please, if they would be so kind, to write a review on TripAdvisor. And they see the comments, and they're so excited about it, and they're so proud of it. And we talk about it at the morning meeting. We discuss all the reviews at the morning meeting with the department heads, and then they go back and they share those comments with the staff. And the staff even not only has posted the reviews from their hotel, but also sometimes the reviews from the other hotels. Make a little competition, why not? But it is just an amazing, amazing tool. When I say get ready to work, I mean everything I'm going to talk about, you'll say, this is Hospitality 101. It is so obvious. It's like everything you learned in kindergarten. But it is so much harder, and it is so much harder to change your corporate culture than it is to just buy new sheets and pillowcases or change the wallpaper. It is like Sisyphus, you're constantly pushing that ball up the mountain every single day, every single day. If you think that you can just, I know I'm going to have a meeting with my front desk, I'm going to have a meeting with my housekeepers, I'm going to have a meeting with the department heads, and I'm going to say this, that, and the other thing, and we're all going to agree, and then I'm going to forget about it or maybe talk about it again in 3 months. Nothing is going to change that way. It has to be somehow built into your everyday life. Or at least that's what worked for us. Everybody calls me on the phone all over the world. How did you do it? How did you do it? And I say, what's the secret? And there is no secret. It's so much already, everything you already know about the hotel business, just applying it. Now, hire the right people. This is so important. You know what? You cannot necessarily train somebody to be wired for people pleasing. You can train somebody to make a bed or pay or show them how to check somebody in at the front desk, but that people pleasing quality, you have to be able to find that kind of quality in a person, and then you have to show them how to do it. Now, although I always use TripAdvisor for making my decisions in purchasing hotel arrangements, I, for example, had to go with 12 family members to London, and I ended up booking a hotel that was not the Red Carnation hotels that I wanted to go to, and they rule in London. I ended up going to somebody else because it was Wimbledon at the time, and some revenue manager at one hotel didn't quite catch on quick enough and didn't raise their rates fast. So I grabbed all those rooms as quickly as I could, and it was a nice hotel, and they had very sweet staff, but they did not have the guidance that they need. They didn't know what to do. They didn't know where to look for my message. They didn't know where to look for the reservation. Actually, when my in-laws came in the second day that we were staying there and asked, where is Adele Gutman, they said, she's not registered in the hotel. Gave the husband, my at that time fiance's name, wasn't registered in the hotel. A million things went wrong. And all of those things were not because they didn't have wonderful, lovely people. There wasn't one employee that I wouldn't have felt very comfortable about hiring, but they didn't have the direction. It's up to us to give them the direction. And if you think that because you're a director of sales and marketing, this is none of your business, you must be working very hard every day, going out getting new business, and then having the situation that I had where I arrived at the front desk of that hotel in London, and the guy said to me, yes. I mean, with the head tilt and everything. That's a very expensive lack of training. And because of that, you have to end up spending money on more advertising and more pay-per-click and more all those other things when you really could have just been taking care of the people that you had in-house and let them lead you to the good reviews and more guests tomorrow. We don't have to knock on doors and make sales calls anymore. We just don't have to, because we have these incredibly sweet people. And you know what? These beautiful people, the employees of the Casablanca, they smile like that, not just for the picture. They smile every single time I pass them, every single time anybody passes them. They're just wired for sweetness, and they feel that they are hoteliers, and these are guests in their home, and there isn't anything that they wouldn't do for them. And that culture was coaxed out of them by their manager. Smile at guests. Like I said, about 2 months ago, I visited 15 of the new hotels that came up in New York. So many new hotels this year, right? So there's so much competition. And except for the Crosby Street Hotel, which was very beautiful and different, every single other hotel room, to me, looked exactly the same. But, so what makes the distinction between one hotel and another? One hotel that was in a fantastic location had the same room as one that was in a not-so-fantastic location. But the guy the bellman in the not-so-fantastic location met me with a smile and a sparkle in his eyes and said, "Hi, welcome to the hotel. Is there anything I can do for you? I'd love to see some rooms." "Oh, great, let me get some keys. I'd love to show you around." And he showed me around with so much excitement. He was the living embodiment of 100% customer satisfaction. He was completely committed to it. And he did not sell me anything. He just shared with me all the beautiful things that make him so proud to work at that hotel, and why he thinks so many people are giving him so many compliments about how much they're enjoying the property. And the other hotel, the guy said to me, he looked up as I approached the front desk and said, "What can I do for you?" Well, the hotel with the great location and the "what can I do for you" frequently sells at rates $100 a night less than the hotel in the bad location, but with an incredible commitment to customer service. So smiling at guests may seem like hotel hospitality 101, but you wouldn't believe how many people don't do it, and it's really so affordable. It's your most affordable way of marketing. And I'll tell you, she is an incredible revenue generator because she makes beautiful comments on TripAdvisor every day. These hostesses are incredible revenue generators. They make people fall in love with the hotel. It's that, we call them little wow moments or little magical moments that we have built into a guest's stay along the way. From the exceptional personality of our front desk agents when they're checking someone in and they're describing with enthusiasm all the wonderful things that guests will enjoy during their stay, or maybe they will have eye contact and good morning, how are you, from the housekeeping people. Maybe they will have a good experience, of course, having breakfast or having wine and cheese in the club room. These women, it chokes me up sometimes when I think about it. They are so committed. They act as though that club room is their home and these people are their family and they really want to take care of them. There isn't anything that they wouldn't do to make sure that these visitors feel comfortable in their home and have everything that they need. And I've never gone a day without bussing tables. I'm always in that club room because I want to hear what guests say. And I just want to have a moment, if I can, to look somebody in the eye and say, "Are you finding everything you need?" Because I want to be able to hear what are the comments while they're still in the hotel. What do they like? What don't they like? But you know what? Sometimes they'll never say something to me. So then I have this wonderful new tool called TripAdvisor. Not so new, absolutely, since I've been looking at it at least since 2003. But it's just an extension of everything that we've always done before. Guest experiences marketing. Sometimes directors of sales and marketing say that they don't have time to be involved in operations, and that the guest experience is operations. Well, I don't have time. I don't have time not to do it because you know what? The Library Hotel, for some reason I only got the report for the Library Hotel, but I read that there had 100,000 views or visitors or something like that to their TripAdvisor profile in the last 30 days. 100,000. I mean, I don't know what I have to do that would be more important than addressing those 100,000 people shopping for a hotel room in New York. And I can tell you that even though TripAdvisor, yes, there's a question and answer time afterwards, if that's okay. Oh, you're saying I don't have time? I'm sorry. What's that? Okay. Okay. So, anyway, that is the most critical thing to accept. In the beginning of the Library Hotel, I was out there for an hour every morning. The first year the hotel opened, because I wanted to make sure everything went well at breakfast and hear all the guest comments. Now I have another tool to do that, but it's just an extension of what you would do normally. If the guest is happy, we always believed if the guest is happy, they will do your marketing for you. And it gives us freedom not to have to be reliant on OTAs, not to have wholesale contracts with tour operators, not to, just to have business coming to our website. That's a tremendous freedom. And not having to advertise, except on TripAdvisor, of course. No, we don't advertise on TripAdvisor. We just have the business listing. But we're small, so we can afford to do it. If you think that having a pleasant stay at your hotel is going to be enough to have a review on TripAdvisor, I wish you good luck with that, but I don't find that to be the case in our experience. We find that you have to give them all those magic moments along the way that will color their experience. A very quick look in the eye and a good morning, how is everything going? That's all it takes. It just takes several of them. Our staff loves this. I mean, I am the chief addict at HK Hotels, but really all of our staff gets up in the morning and looks on the computer and reads the TripAdvisor reviews. It is a self-perpetuating thing. Once you have it rolling, once you're getting the good reviews every day, you're going to see that your staff will do everything they can to get more good reviews for tomorrow. And as far as avoiding negative reviews, the best way, of course, is to not have the problem. And then the second best thing is to deal with any problem, because the problems do arise, as somebody mentioned. It is what happens when you're dealing with human beings. If you ask them along the way, numerous occasions, how is everything going? Is there anything you need? And also ask them before they check out, how was your stay, and mean it. They will sense that you're not asking a rhetorical question, that they really do mean it, and you can take care of the situation before it becomes a problem on TripAdvisor. So as I said, motivating staff, it is a phenomenal tool for that. Informing management, it lets us know things that are problems that, frankly, no matter how many times we ask, sometimes they won't say it to our face, but they'll tell us online. And if we see it again 2 or 3 times, we know there must be a lot more people that had the same thing. So it's very informative for us. And it is an incredible tool for educating potential future guests. So as with the example that Brian gave of someone who had a problem with the garage, we always take that opportunity to inform not the individual person that wrote the review, but the 100,000 other people that are looking, why we do things a certain way, what we're going to do to change things, everything that they need to know about the way the business runs. For example, somebody gave us a very bad review, not on TripAdvisor, that they were furious that we made them wait until 3 o'clock to check in. And 3 o'clock is our check-in time because 1 o'clock is our check-out time, and we needed time to clean the room. And for some reason, they found this extremely upsetting, and we were able to have a forum in which to explain how the business works. And I hope that that was helpful, if not for them, for other people. It is so important not to be defensive. In our hotels, we always have a corporate person involved, not just the hotel person, because we want to make sure that somebody is there to say, well, wait a minute, don't get upset. I know you feel very attached to your front desk, but before you defend them, is there really something we could have done differently? I mean, somebody complained about something that happened to one of our star hostesses, but she had a bad day and she said, oh yeah, I did that. I understand what I did wrong now. It will definitely never happen again. And we shared that with the other hostesses and we gave them tools to show them if something bad happens, how to handle a problem that is an emergency in a different, more elegant manner. We always ask ourselves, I don't care how ridiculous the circumstances are, I want to see what I can learn from this. Somebody gave me an example that when they were in a hotel in Dubai, a beautiful resort, somebody complained that they were really, really outraged that they allowed mosquitoes to bite the guests on the roof terrace bar. And you know what? So it's a ridiculous comment, but you go out to the roof terrace bar and you look around and you say, could I put out more citronella candles? Could I offer people little wipes that they could put on their arms? Could I do something with the lighting or see if there is anything swampy or a bunch of honey jars next to the tea station or anything that's attracting them? Is there something I can do? I mean, as ridiculous as it is, your guest told you what was bothering them, and it's, you know, you have the opportunity to learn from it if you want to. And of course, when you're sharing your perspective, try to show who you are. And we try to show that we are human beings talking to other human beings, and that they're not dealing with some, you know, big chain, corporate, whatever, that has that is an entity. And we want them to understand that they're talking to people who care about them. And we're always telling our general managers and our directors of sales on property, this is not just PR. When you say, these are the steps that we're going to take to avoid having that problem in the future, you can't just put that in the letter and hit send and that's it. You have to actually do the thing that you said that you were going to do, because this is not PR. You want to make sure you're not going to have that exactly same problem a week later. That's one of the lovely smiling faces at the Casablanca Hotel. It says, you know, I'm so glad you enjoyed your stay. It would be great when you go back home if you tell your friends, and if you get a chance, please put a comment on TripAdvisor for us. It would mean the world to us. And who's not going to do it for such a nice person who gave them such great recommendations during their stay? He has a relationship with every guest by the time that they check out. If your guests don't feel like they have a relationship with you, then maybe they won't give you reviews. So we feel that we should make sure that your every single guest gets that sunshine sparkles on them all during their stay, and they feel like, these people were so nice to me, I want to do something nice for them. They like to help. And we make it easy for them because we put a link. When we send a thank you for staying with us email when they leave, there's the link to TripAdvisor. You don't have to do more than that. I mean, we don't feel that we need to do more than that. They don't need incentives. People are nice. If they're happy, they'll be happy to share. So I wish you really great luck. And because the better business is in New York, the better it is for everybody, right? Rises all ships, or whatever it is. So I wish you the best of luck, and if you have any questions, you can always email me at Adele@hkhotels.com.